the drone up. What was that?
In making the unimaginable pretty imaginable, drones have got it all covered. Mysterious sightings, fascinating places, and discovering ancient remains. Let's get into some of the most unbelievable drone captures that no one was supposed to see. Unexplained creatures. These creepy creatures captured on a drone on a Siberian road shocked the whole internet. The weird crawlers had an unidentifiable structure, an almond-shaped head with a humped back, a tail, and 2 humanoid legs. They were bipedal and were rushing along the road in a robotic manner. Their presence puzzled everyone, with people speculating them to be extraterrestrials, dinosaurs, or a cryptid creature. Well, I don't think so, but I'll rest my case on you guys. What do you think of these? Tell us by commenting down below. Merman on riverbank. The video shows 4 paramedics gathered on the river in Poland. But wait, did they just pull out a merman from the water? Yes, they did. It looked exactly what a male mermaid would look like, and when they dragged him out and put him right on the stretcher, the fluke of this merman was quite visible. But still, when the video went viral, many people called this whole scene a hoax or a part of a movie scene. But the mermaid looked pretty real, didn't it? Ocean on fire. These bright orange flames raging out of the water aren't molten lava, but the ocean literally being on fire in the Gulf of Mexico. The culprits behind this was an oil company, Pernex. The gas leak in the underwater pipeline burst into the ocean, and a fire was set ablaze. What you can see are ships attempting to put it out. After the video went viral, environmentalists all over the world protested, as it is quite harmful to the local marine life. It took almost 5 hours for the fire to get extinguished properly. UFO sighting. A balloon or a flying jellyfish? This shocking drone footage from 2018 captures an atmospheric jellyfish UFO at Macker Bay, Islay, Scotland. Flying all over the place as if it's alive, the oddly strange thing came up close and went away in just a few seconds. And with strings hanging below for navigation, I'm pretty sure balloons don't require this many strings, and jellyfish can't fly. And it's definitely something fishy spying over the skies of planet Earth. Blue Fire Volcano. This eerie drone footage shows Kawah Ijen volcano in Indonesia oozing out blue lava. The electric blue fire trickles down the mountain slope at night while attracting many tourists. According to an expert, this is not a lava, but a glow. The light is produced when the sulfuric gases spew out of the volcanic cracks of the volcano and get in contact with the oxygen-rich atmospheric air, creating a blue flame. Also, when the liquid sulfur continuously burns down the slope, it gives a magical illusion of lava flowing. Tornado house. Captured by a photographer while flying his drone to this desolated place, a perfectly intact house was spotted in the middle of utter devastation caused by a recent tornado. Whipping most parts of Alabama and Georgia, the lethal tornado, despite being in direct pathway of the storm, somehow miraculously missed this house. According to the reports, the tornado was of EF2 magnitude, with winds reaching up to 170 miles per hour, which kind of managed to wreck everything else except for this fortunate house. Great white swimming with surfers. While misunderstanding the intentions of great white sharks, this drone video managed to sort some of the misunderstandings out. Caught above the skies of Southern California, the clip shows how a shark calmly swims in between surfers. Swimming parallel to the child, the juvenile great white shark was curious of its surroundings when it decided to check this kid out in the most non-aggressive way possible. But after figuring out it's not food, the shark turned away while enjoying the cold waves. Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Rotating ice circle. Shot in Shenyang City of northeast China's Liaoning province on January 1, 2018. This surprising drone footage shows a rotating ice circle along the frozen river. And while being the center of attention, people are enjoying themselves, standing on a disc that rotates in a counterclockwise direction. On the basis of scientific research, the mesmerizing phenomenon is due to the accelerated river flow, triggering the rotational force which cuts the ice free and causes it to rotate at a snail's pace. And as for the perfectly round shape, it is formed simply out of friction. Hypnotizing herd of sheep. Fast forwarding to this hypnotizing herd of sheep, the drone from Australia managed to capture the artistic movement of sheep. Apart from the hypnotic feel, the footage serves a rather very important purpose to the farmers in directing a huge herd of sheep from one point to another. Well, actually, drones are fast and pretty loud too, and while making the most out of these two features, farmers found it useful in herding, because sheep and cattle do respond to this sound, which allows farmers to keep an eye on their animals. And due to this same reason, many farmers around the world have already started to incorporate the use of drones for much more productive farming. Skeletons of Staten Island. Captured by drone, the fascinating wreck of chaos is a secret boat graveyard of marine scrap in Staten Island in Rossville, New York. The clip shows abandoned and decomposing vessels, mostly cargo ships and tugboats, making their peace with mud and shallow water, until they are dismantled or salvaged. The poor site is recognized as an official dumping ground for old wrecked tugboats, barges, and ferries from the 20th century. It was initially discovered by John J. Witt in the 1930s and contains today around 100 ghostly boats and ships rotting there while waiting to be discarded. Enormous school of fish. Thousands of silverfish swirling and splashing in hypnotizing patterns in this aerial drone footage off the Long Island in New York. The school of these fish is also called bunkerfish, who weave in a mesmerizing threadwork of charcoal gray and silver color when sunlight reflects off their scales. Spotted on October 5, 2021 by Joanna L. Steidel, menhaden tend to migrate to southern warmer waters in the Atlantic during the fall and winter from North America, and then return back for spring and summer to the north. Thousands of ducks. In awe of building a harmonic relationship with the ducks, farmers from Thailand have come up with this win-win idea of setting thousands of ducks free in rice paddies as pesticides. Drone footage captured in Nakhon Pathom, Bangkok, shows 10,000 khaki Campbell ducks storming out into the flooded fields to cram down pests hiding in the freshly harvested rice stubble. While farmers can reduce the use of chemicals and pesticides, the breeders can have a major cut down on their duck feed, who can clean up around 70-hectare farms in just a week. Sinking ship. Captured by the drone in May 2022, a 54.86-meter-long cargo freighter called Voice Bernadette met its tragic end after getting sunk 20.48 meters deep inside the water inlet of Fort Pierce in Florida, slowly and gradually sinking into the depths of its demise. It was around 11:46 a.m. in the morning when the cargo, overloaded with 200 tons of concrete, finally slipped and snuck into the bottom of the sea. As per the technicians, it took about an hour for the seawater to swallow the entire ship inside. Land formation by lava. The surface of Spain's La Palma Island was found expanding as the lava from a volcano that erupted on October 6, 2021 has reached the sea. The drone footage shows how the lava has traveled about 6 kilometers and reached the sea while blasting out jets of red-hot lava for more than 2 weeks. Although the meeting between the lava and the sea has not produced any explosions of volcanic material, it has produced some toxic gases. So in order to avoid any toxic inhalation, the government has advised the locals to maintain a safe distance, within a radius of 3.5 kilometers from the exclusion zone. Army of bats. While starling murmurations are pretty common, an army of bats is something out of the ordinary. Thanks to the drone for capturing this extraordinary sight of thousands of black bats popping up out of the mountain surrounded by lush green forest. The clip was captured around Gotham City above Khao No Keo mountain in Thailand. Well, this spellbinding view is backed up with natural phenomenon. Each year, between summers to winter, these nightbirds, while disturbing their good night's sleep, migrate in unison in the broad daylight to find more food sources and warmer weather for hibernation. Rainbow River. The stunning footage captured by drone shows the celebration of 7-colored river filled with Macarenia clavigera plant, a species of the riverweed family whose reproduction cycle is responsible for producing these beautiful colors. The official name of the river is Cano Cristales, located in Colombia. From greens to blues, red and purple, depending on the conditions of light, the river is abound in a rainbow liquid, flowing dramatically through the Serrania de la Macarena National Park. Amazon tribes. Captured by Brazil's agency, the drone footage from 2018 shows a rare and isolated tribe residing in Brazil's Amazon rainforest. Never having been contacted with the outside world, around 16 people were spotted walking through the jungle holding a bow and an arrow for their protection from the wildlife. According to Survival International, there are around 100 such groups living in Brazil's rainforests that choose to maintain their distance from the rest of the chaotic world. Ukrainian ghost town. The town, weeping with burnt-out buildings, old walls, and wrecked-up structures, used to be the home of around 300,000 families before the cloud of destruction fell over them. The heart-wrenching sight was captured under drone footage, featuring the ghost town in the Chernihiv region of northern Ukraine. Thanks to Russian forces, the town that used to be the safe place of some is now just a wrecked-up mess, left with nothing but desolation. It is known that for over a month, people stood still until they were unable to handle the brutal forces who knocked them out. Hand of the Desert. After so many happy sights, this next drone footage is going to be pretty depressing. Caught somewhere in the middle of the Atacama Desert of Chile, this clip shows a huge 11-meter-tall hand standing still in the desolate desert while representing human sorrows. The huge sculpture was created by Mario Irarrázaval, made out of iron and cement 30 years ago from now in 1992. According to Mario, the hand portrays human emotions, describing how small, vulnerable, and helpless human lives are. Today, this huge hand of the desert is known all over the globe because of the originality that it bears while representing the emotions. Submerged church. The next drone footage is going to take you to the eerie site of a church that floats on water. Built in a gorgeous Gothic style, the Shetahali Rosary Church is one of the most famous ruins in Karnataka, near the historic city of Hassan. The church was initially constructed in 1860 by a French missionary named Abba J.A. Dubois, and despite the fact it was made out of ordinary bricks, mortar, and glass, it has got such an immense amount of sheer strength that every year during the peak monsoon season, this skeletal frame of the church stands still, with around only 1/3 of its structure above the water surface. Ancient cat etched. Archaeologists in Peru have discovered more than 25 large drawings carved into the earth near the Nazca Lines in a southern coastal desert. The drone clip presents a bird's-eye view of 37-meter-long giant drawings of cats, monkeys, whales, and other mythical figures that are thought to have been created 2,000 years ago. While no one's sure why they were drawn or what purpose they serve, they are considered as one of the historical enigmas of Peru's rich pre-Columbian culture, captured just in time before disappearing. Piled up boats. Tossed up like the Tinker Toys, the drone footage features the mass destruction wrought by the ferocious winds of former Hurricane Ian in September 2022. While it looks absolutely amazing, The monstrous storm left the docks weeping. From anchors to wharfs and boats, everything got tied up to the docks and piled up into huge chaos. Ian was a terrifying Category 4 storm with 150-mile-per-hour winds when it came ashore on Cayo Costa, and in just 90 minutes, it went away, successfully wrecking everything it came for. Lava bubbling. The drone captured one of the most disastrous volcanoes that has ever been encountered in the history of volcanoes. The stunning shots of lava bubbling in the crater of the volcano are from Iceland's capital Reykjavik near Fellgradalsfjall, a mountain in southwest Iceland. According to the news report, 3 weeks prior to the volcanic outbreak, an intense earthquake episode began, followed by thousands of small earthquakes, predicting the fall of mighty Fellgradalsfjall. The mountain was formed from an eruption under the ice sheet nearly 6,342 years ago, until an eruption appeared in the area in March 2021, which continued till August 2022. Shade balls. Aimed to the shortage of water, Los Angeles came up with a rather very mesmerizing solution. The drone footage of 96 million shade balls being thrown into water does not only look hypnotizing to watch, but serves a great purpose too. The city has deployed these balls into the water as a floating cover in order to save around 300 million gallons of water from getting evaporated. Scientifically speaking, the small black plastic balls are used as a medium to protect water quality by preventing sunlight-triggered chemical reactions, deterring birds and other wildlife, and protecting the water from rain and wind-blown dust. Floating jellyfish swarm. Drone footage captured a huge swarm of jellyfish floating in the waters near Haifa in northern Israel. Well, apart from this magical view, it's a natural phenomenon when jellyfish migrate in the summer months and drift close to the shores of the eastern Mediterranean from the Indian Ocean through the Suez Canal. The swarm of jellyfish, known as smacks, are attracted to warm waters. Hence, they make their move in warmer months. However, owing to their higher concentration, experts predict that jellyfish are increasing in numbers due to warming oceans and an increase in pollution and nutrients caused by human waste. Flock birds flying in patterns. Somewhere between the borders of the United States and Canada, a Seattle photographer, Mark Zakurikan, using his drone, captures this awesome beauty of a flock of wild geese soaring through the North American sky, while flying in sequence with one another. Actually, geese are pretty common in North America, as they migrate from north to south and back again with respect to their desirable location. And this time, flying relatively low at around 15.24 meters above the sky, Zakurikan managed to record this mesmerizingly peaceful sight at a majestic, wide angle. Today's open discussion is about a picture of these whale rocks placed somewhere in Thailand. The drone clip shows 75-million-year-old whale sculptures, also known as Hin Sam Wan, with a total of 3 massive rocks. 2 of them placed sideways are the ones called Mom and Dad, while a bit smaller one at the center is known as their cub. And in order to reach up top to these impressive stones, you have to hike all the way up through an extensive yet complex network of trails. But after fooling all the odds and dangers hovering all over the place, you will have this breathtakingly amazing view of beaches, mountains, and forest to adore for the rest of your lives. Holographic light show. From a country that invented fireworks, here's an aerial drone footage featuring the magical holographic light show in China. The projection innovation allows the Chinese to keep the city lit up. This smart technology is compatible with understanding the full inclusion of the structure while presenting a spectacular imagination of articulation, according to the unique coordination and integration of the structure. From animals to planes, dragons, and pianos, they have managed to pour the liveliness in order to bring the stunning exposure for the viewers. Ice House. You might have seen cars, bikes, or even streets covered in snow. Well, this unbelievable drone clip shows houses encased in thick layers of ice. In 2020, the cold temperature, gale-force winds, and 18-foot waves from Lake Erie had created an ice spectacle at Hoover Beach in Hamburg, New York. The cold weather was so lethal that from doors to windows, and even entire homes, were dark because of the thickness of ice. And besides the property damage, several power lines, along with trees, collapsed due to the weight of the ice and fell. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again